I grew up as a good kid. I was raised well by my family. But then when I stepped into teenage time, I started to be carried away. While I was in school, I would see many of my seniors, they would drink and then they would start to enjoy. So a thought came into my mind, why not I try it once to feel or to see how it actually works. So when I first tried, I feel the enjoyment, the same enjoyment that some of my friends were having. That was the day when it all started. Nobody ever knew about it, not even my parents. Slowly and gradually, it started to affect my physical health and even my mental health. I started to have problems with the internal parts of my body because of the alcohol and many other bad intoxicated things. And for my mental health, due to the consumption of weed and many others, I started to have a problem with concentrating with things, and the memory power and the concentration power in me was fading away day by day. It was getting worse. I gradually started to realize that if I don't give up, I would not be able to focus on my studies, and then I would not be able to have a good life in future. I decided to stay far away from it so that I would not go into further addiction. It was not an easy one for me. I struggled a lot giving up on those. Some days I would even start to think like, why not I go back again instead of struggling with this life? It was one night when I started to have a severe pain inside my stomach, and it was too much for me that I was not able to bear it. And then it was like a fire burning inside my stomach, and it was the time when I thought that it was the last day of my life. A thought came into my mind like, if God was real, if God really exists. So I started to pray to God in a way like, God, if you are there, please heal me, so that if you heal me, I would start living for you. And then even if it's just for a single day for me to live, I would live it out for you. As I recalled my past, I started having guilt inside my heart. And then at that very moment, I started to ask forgiveness from God about the things that I have been doing in my life. After some few days, I started experiencing great changes in my physical health. I started eating well, and then I started performing well even in my daily schedules. There was one thing that always reminded me inside my heart that I gave a promise to God that even if I live for a single day, I would live right and I would live for Him. So I decided to pursue my theological studies. I started to know more about God after reading His Word. And then not only that, but then I started to realize that I have gifts and talents that God was preparing it for me. And I never realized that I could sing. The life that I experienced was a rough one, and there were so many struggles. Those experiences made me realize that there are some people who are struggling in this world like me. So it became my aim to move along and help those young people who were struggling like I did in my past. In order to do that, I decided to join a ministry. I joined as a youth leader in one of the church, and I'm working among the young people. Yes, this world gives pleasure. This world will give you something that you always want. but then it always takes something from us, and there is always a side effect in the things that the world is giving us. But when we come to the Lord gives us something, and it's for a permanent cause, and then He never takes anything back. The contentment that you find when you are doing the right thing cannot be compared, or it cannot be found in this world or anywhere else. So I encourage you, why not you try it and see it for yourself.